Okay.
So I'm talking about the types of clubs where the hugest movers and shakers are hanging out.
A gentleman's club, but for men and women?
Yeah, it's a type of gentleman's club. Yeah, exactly. You can call it a gentleman's club, but it's just this type of gentleman's club that money and power overrule stuff like gender, race, or even religion.
Okay. So that sounds like something to follow up on.
What now? I'm sorry, I was telling my child to go away.
It's cool. Actually, it's fine because Mavis will be able to explain it to you in character.
Woohoo! So we're not calling Congressman what's his face?
Oh, you could. I just want to give Ben a chance to hop on.
Oh yeah. I really don't remember this guy's name.
I Well, we know Congressman Moreno, unless you're
Yes.
talking about the other one.
No, I was talking about Moreno. He's
Oh,
not in my
okay.
characters list, and I'm very forgetful.
It's not.
Mm-mm.
Oh wow. You sure? Oh, that's right. Because I never had him fight. I never actually made a sheet for him. Oops.
Also, I know that he's fruity, as y'all put it. But
We don't know anything. You've not seen any actual evidence. You just have plenty of people who have plenty to say.
uh-huh. Well, I mean, let's get real. Dorothy wouldn't have caught the reference, and she wouldn't believe it.
Nah. I guess I should introduce like some type of page or somebody who hangs out with, which I haven't done. All right, so we'll just go ahead and start out with the phone call. And he says, "Oh, hello, Mrs. Mickey. How may I be of assistance to you?"
Oh, Mr. Moreno, how are you, dear?
"Oh, everything here is quite beautiful. The moon is shining. My numbers are up, and in looking in front of me, and it seems that I am able to get you some of the money you might need for renovations to that beautiful library of yours.
Oh, wonderful, dear. Listen, I need help.
Of course, Mrs. Mickey. How may I
I
be of assistance?"
Well, see, I met this wonderful man. Well, he's not so wonderful. He's actually quite distasteful. His name is Tomaszewski, and anyways, he's been stealing parts from the morgue at the hospital. Isn't it awful? And he's been selling them to one of your colleagues, and it's a very sticky situation, you see, because his colleague is a congressman, and his family member is in the police office, and then they're also working in the ward, and it's a very sticky situation, and I was hoping that you could help us figure things out.
Sure. What is this man's name?
You didn't seem at all surprised by the idea of someone stealing parts from a morgue and selling them to people.
You do not know how some of these congressmen get down. It is not so tasteful. I'll say.
Tasteful.
Okay, so Dorothy is extremely suspicious right now. Is there like,
Yeah. Psychoanalysis or psychology would be what you would do to get a
okay.
feel for what's going on with him.
Nope, he's being completely legitimate.
He says, I apologize, Mrs. McGee. I understand when you hear these things, there are so many rumors. I simply want to know his name to see if it's even possible. Um, Many times, people have been accused of so many things, so many of these things are innuendo. Obviously, I do not believe this man is buying the parts of people, but
Oh, no, he is. Someone is. I've got the parts to prove it.
I'm sorry, Mrs. McGee. Say again.
The distasteful fellow, his name is Tom Cow? Tom Souse? Tomaszewski. Tomaszewski, dear.
His name's Tom Mazuski. Don't forget it. He's kind of a weird guy. Don't make me kick his ass again.
I would love for you to kick his ass again. Anything to keep him away from my kid.
Sure thing. Come here, Zuski.
No, I. Excuse me, Mr. Moreno.
I'm sorry, Mrs. McGee. What was that in the background?
Nothing very. So, do you, know. Uh, do you know. Should I be. His name is Sterling.
You hear a sudden crash, and after a few seconds, you hear a chair bending, um, some scratching, and the congressman picks the phone back up.
Are you okay, Mr. Moreno?
I'm fine. I merely dropped my phone. This Tomazuski, he said, Sterling?
Yes.
Mrs. McGee, Sterling is not a congressman. He is a senator.
Okay. Well, we need to stop this man from being reelected, for starters.
Mrs. McGee, senatorial appointments are quite difficult to overturn. Um, what in the way of evidence do you have to support these claims?
Well, um, I have a, a squirrely man over here who can finger him, but probably won't. And I have a hand, which we really should bury. And I do think I'm in over my head. I'll talk to you later, okay? Bye-bye. No, she's totally like,
The mayor, sorry, not the mayor. The congressman hangs up the phone, leans back in his chair, and says, hmm, this could be our chance. Perhaps if we can use them correctly, we'll be able to get you into that Senate seat. Ah, you mean I'm gonna have to wear this suit a little longer? Yes, I'm afraid so. But just think, after we're done, you'll never have to do anything you don't want to do again. Yeah, that sounds good. In the meantime, you have some appearances to make. Will you be attending that gala with Marcus? Marcus? Shit. I don't have to go and kiss the guy again, do I? You do have to keep up appearances. But don't worry. You'll also get to kiss that nice. What was her name? Mrs. McGee's daughter? Huh. Yeah, that sounds good. Either way, we have work to do. So at this point, you guys have hung up the phone. What's your next move?
Um. Okay, for context, are we still at, I guess, Cormac's place?
Uh, yes, you guys did go to Cormac's place. That's right. So
Yeah.
yes, you're still there.
Yeah, we had a car chase and we went to Cormac's place to get all patched up by the street doctor, Marcus Prower.
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry, Mavis. There is a street doctor named Miles Prower. Well, his name isn't Miles Prower. I probably should have said Marcus because I think that's his name. I didn't mean to say Marcus, so forget I said Marcus. His name is Manuel.
It's Manuel.
Yes, Marcus is somebody else.
Cool. So I met him.
You met Marcus? Yes. Manuel? We'll just say that since he should have had like some type of page or somebody hanging out with him, Manuel is that person.
All right.
So the doctor's name is Marcus or Manuel?
The doctor's name is Marcus. The name that you just heard randomly mentioned is Manuel, although you have
Okay.
never been officially introduced to Manuel.
Right.
Because, it's crazy enough that he's in a bisexual relationship. He's not going to be in a bisexual and interracial relationship. That would just be nuts.
You tell me.
All right. So, Marcus, okay. I don't know if you can hear me yet then, but actually, I'll just go ahead and rewind it. If you can hear us.
Yep, I'm here.
All right. So, after Dorothy hung up with Congressman Moreno, this happened. Oh, I'm sorry. He also said, Mrs. McGee, you're incorrect. Sterling is no congressman. Sterling is a senator. And eventually they hang up. So, in terms of Sterling is actually a senator. I mean, you guys don't know that much about politics. You probably don't pay that much attention, but yeah, he's a senator.
Dorothy is a very discerning individual, and she does her civic duty.
Okay, so you knew it was a senator, and there's a lot of people named Sterling. There probably is a Congressman Sterling.
I mean, Congressman,
Yeah, probably like Max Sterling or whatever.
Yeah.
But there's also a senator. All right. Okay, just for simplicity's sake, we'll say there are both a congressman for local stuff, and there's also a senator, because that guy would be in D.C. Yeah. That's why the congressman can do what he wants, because he has a senator.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, matter of fact, there we go. There. When you now have an official, evil, powerful family, the Sterlings.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that being said, this conversation happens afterwards. Picks up the phone, and another voice starts speaking from the corner. Well, this is pleasant. It would seem that this may be an opportunity for you to gain that Senate chair. You mean I'm going to have to wear this suit for a little bit longer? Just a little bit. But don't worry. After all, soon you won't have to worry about doing anything you don't want to do. Speaking of which, are you going to make it out to that gala tonight? Yeah, sure. And will you be going with Manuel? Do I have to kiss the guy? You do have to keep up appearances, but don't worry. You'll also get to go with that nice young daughter of Mrs. McGee's. Oh yeah, that ought to be fun. Can't wait. And that's where we go back to you guys in the club.
Yeah, I totally just hung up the phone after having told this other person far too much information.
All right, Cormac. We got that whole thing patched up. We got your man over there. I gave him a little bit something to loosen his tongue. Besides brass knuckles. You want? Go ahead and ask him some more questions or whatever. Need me to do anything else?
I think we got all we need out of him. But let's just say he's not someone we can really turn loose.
Oh, man. You asking me to disappear this guy? Look, I think maybe I could, God damn it, man. Alright, look, I'll poke around. I think I got some place I could drop him off.
Mr. Cormac? Are you about to murder this man?
I was thinking about it.
You...
Hold on. There's no need for murders. There's no need for
Cormac is just grinning.
Alright. All right, Doyle, I got it. I do have something we can do with this guy. There's a couple of clinical studies coming up, and hold on, guys.
It's Mega Man, isn't it?
No idea.
Yo, Dorothy is a strong Irish Catholic. She is not going to be okay with people murdering others. This should be interesting.
There's gotta be another way.
Oh yeah, she's going to want to like convert him or some shit. I don't know. At least until he says one too many unpleasant things about her daughter.
I mean, unless we can find a use for Tomazuski. That's why I was trying to pawn him off on the Italians.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but see, the jig is up. Dorothy knows what you are.
Well, damn.
Ooh.
All right, I'm back.
Hello.
Welcome
All
back.
right, all right. There's some clinical studies. We're looking at actually finding some different treatments for depression. Now, there's a whole lot of people out there with a whole lot of unethical treatments and unethical tests. However, I do know someone who's looking for some guinea pigs. We can drop this guy right into one of these studies, right into one of these facilities. No one will see him for a while. You ever hear of Ravenfrost Sanitarium?
Have
I
I?
haven't.
I don't know, have we?
You have not. No, I didn't expect you would. It's a type of facility that people put people who they don't want to take care of anymore. Can't afford to take care of your grandma? You drop her into there. Can't afford to take care of your senile old uncle? Drop him into there. Um, you just don't want to take care of somebody and you need them gone. Ex-wife, ex-husband, someone getting in the way of you inheriting something. It's the type of place that people make people disappear in. I ain't too proud to know about the ins and outs of it. It's a pretty much a terrible place. But he gets dropped in there. We won't see him again. And if we do, he won't be the same.
Well, like I was telling Dorothy here, unless we've got another use for him, we kind of need him gone.
Gone I can live with. Dead is another thing.
He won't be dead, Mrs. McGee. Just disappeared.
Do I believe him? I guess psychology him or like I don't know into it. I don't know.
Sure.
Hey.
Yes.
You look into his eyes and you see a bit of sincerity. There's a detachment there. He's a man who's used to occasionally doing uncomfortable things, but beneath that, you can see a bit of honor. His eyes are clear and determined. It would seem that he's telling the truth.
Could I visit him later and pull him out if I needed to?
Most people do that, Mrs. McGee, and I gotta be honest, if you go poking around a place like that asking to pull people out, it can get a set of eyes on you that you don't really want to have on you.
I
Yeah,
understand,
it's
but the
possible.
question is if I can. Then that sounds
It's
acceptable.
it's possible. Just a whole lot of red tape.
Oh, well,
Oh,
I'm
God damn
excellent
it.
at red tape, dear.
Do we have Connor in? Who's running the bar?
Um, that's not. Oh, Jimmy walks up and says, "Oh yeah, boss. No, not a problem. Yeah, Connor's over there.
You
Yo,
put this
Connor.
talk to work? One of yous?
Yeah, boss, no problem. Connor, start serving some drinks, man. This place is a business establishment. Ain't a front for illicit activities.
Mm-hmm. Mavis,
And
dear, what's... No, sorry, go ahead.
go ahead.
No, I was totally butting in. You go.
I was just saying, put our friend here, Tamazuski, to work. Maybe have him wait some tables, increase our service a little bit. Just keep him out of my hair.
Uh, so, Cormac, I'll be back within 72 hours, and your friend Tomazuski will be deep in a deep, deep hole, so to speak. Metaphor.
or that.
Mrs. McGee, it's been a pleasure.
It's nice to see you, dearie. Come by the library sometime.
That'll be great. Miss Mavis? Sorry, we didn't get a chance to.
She's good having a drink.
All right. Well, you have a good one.
Oh, yes, you too. Steve.
No, it's Marcus.
I don't care. Bye.
Okay.
She had like 3 in 5 minutes, I'm sure.
I love how she's taken on Dorothy's, okay, bye-bye.
Yes.
It's great.
All right. So Marcus hops in his car and he drives off. Little helper man comes up to you, Mavis.
Oh, little helper man. Hello.
Hey, beautiful. How are you?
Oh, aren't you cute?
He has 2 Bloody Marys in his hand. He lays one next to you and he says, "Hey, I found out something about that no good rat scallion husband of yours."
Oh, you did?
Yeah. He's been asking a whole lot of questions about, you know, trying to move some money so that he could get himself like a membership of some sort. Apparently, he's been going places. I don't know much about it, but it looks like he's getting ready to move some money. You might want to go and check on your bank things, make sure he's not dipping into your account.
Now, little helper man, how do you know that?
I got a sister.
Well, that tells me very little.
Okay, I got a sister, and maybe she kind of works in the bank a little.
Well, let us call her up right now. Let's.
Want to call my sister?
Yes. Why not?
All right. Hello. I'm sorry. Who's this?
Oh. Oh, hello. Oh, crap. What is your... Little helper man, what is your sister's name?
Little help, man. Oh, this is that chick you like. Hi, my name's Margaret.
Who?
Margaret. That's my little brother.
No, it's not.
Yeah. That little helping man, you like calling him? Matter of fact, I think that's what I'm gonna call him now, too. Little helping man. Who's a little helping man?
Oh my god, this is amazing.
All right. So, Mavis, right? He talks all about you. What can I do?
Are you his sister?
Oh yeah. This little sprout, yeah, big brat, whatever. After moms and dad died, I basically raised him myself.
My goodness, how much do you smoke, dear?
Smoke, nothing. Chew, spit. Sometimes I just go and cook with the shit. You know how it is.
Your voice is quite, brusque.
Robust.
Robust.
I'm not really sure what you're saying, but yeah, you know, I used to be a jazz singer a couple years back. Fell off, don't do much anymore.
Oh, you should think about doing it again. Or
Anyway,
give us a bar. Just one line.
sure. If you join the A train, you better get a valley. But like
Very
I said,
nice.
it's not like it was anymore.
And Mavis claps with like one hand, or
Wow, you're kicking it back a little bit there. So, because it's a little late to be calling, there must be something you want to ask. Wait a minute. Don't tell me he's asking them. Don't tell me that guy's already asking to marry you. I thought she was married.
I am. He has divulged, however, that my husband may be moving money around without my.
Oh yeah. So far, well, first you gotta promise me there's nobody else, listening or whatever. But he's moved a couple of dollars, couple $1,000 from some of his secret accounts.
$1,000?
Yeah, yeah. He's closed those accounts and he put them into a third account. With the name of what? Oh yeah, Malumix. Malumix.
Malamute. Would Mavis know that name?
She would not. If she said it out loud, I would let Dorothy do a library in her head.
Do you mean Malamute?
No. This definitely isn't French. Yeah. In fact, it looks okay. So Dorothy, you look on and you hear it. It's like you think that the IUX is just added. And the actual word is malum. Malum.
She rolled a hard success on life.
Yeah. So you realize, Dorothy, that word is malum. Maulm. The IUX just in this case most likely stands for the people of. You also know that in biblical terms, malum is being used in reference to evil, in particular, original sin.
Yikes.
Yeah, they thought they were cute. At first, he tried to spell the whole damn thing backwards, but damn fool couldn't remember it, so he ended up just spelling it normal.
Did you mean
He's not a
Malum?
bright guy. I'm sorry, who's that?
Let me pass the phone. He passes the phone to Dorothy.
Oh, hello. Did you say Malum?
Okay, that's right. Malumowix. That's what the guy tried to say. Malumowix.
Yes. What about Malumix?
I don't know. I do know that this is the second time I've seen something with those words come about. I saw something else. What's that thing called? An animalgram? On it before.
Anagram. An anagram.
Yeah, that's right. So it kind of works like an anagram. there were a couple other people, rich guys, would suddenly open up accounts with something with these letters all mixed up in it. Couple of them disappeared not soon after, and for those who didn't disappear, some of them, lack of a better term, became a whole lot more powerful.
I bet. Now, did you happen to hear any other references to a garden or uh, marital people or apples, perhaps, snakes?
You getting biblical on me, Miss McGee? Oh wait, I don't know your name. You getting biblical on me?
Call it a hunch.
Okay. I will say this. Bank president of a competing bank did go and pull out a whole bunch of money and ended up saying he was going to go marry some girl named Eden.
Hmm. Okay, thank you, dear. Let me give you back.
Uh, sure, why not?
Mavis, dear.
Oh, yes.
Here's what's that again? Oh, wait. Here you go.
Little Helperman's sister.
Margaret?
That's a very deep voice.
Okay, maybe I just spoke a little bit.
Well, they say smoking's good for you, so keep it up.
Yeah, that's the. I mean, it's not really smoking. Smoking's for those little whippy cigarettes and cigarillas. I go straight up for the Cubans.
Cuba? Aren't they a dictator?
Yeah, but, the cigars ain't. Those things are delicious.
And they're socialist.
It's a little pinko, but, make good sandwiches. Corned beef is great.
Corned beef? What is corned beef? No, never mind. It doesn't matter.
Wait, you ain't never had a Cuban? Yo, little helping man, little brother. You need to take this dame out to get a Cuban.
Can the helper man hear the shout?
Yeah.
Come on, sis. Damn. First off, my name ain't Little Helping Man.
Oh, it is now.
Oh.
Matter of fact, could you put your boss on real quick?
Oh, fuck me. Boss.
Yeah.
My sister Maggie wanted to talk to you.
I just pick up the phone. Who the fuck is this?
It's me, Margaret.
Dang.
The fuck do you want?
Whoa, look at the mouth over here. Balls just got big all of a sudden. God damn it. I still remember spanking you with my knee, kid. Anyway, all I'm saying is, you need to start calling him Little Helper Man now. It'd be fucking hilarious.
Such language from all of you.
Yeah, ain't I a fucking lady?
Oh my god.
But yeah, he was telling you about fucking shit. You call him Little Helper Man so well, I actually did forget his real name.
This is the second time you've done this. It's Tommy.
Yeah, I don't know why.
That's
Poor
like the
Tommy.
most stereotypical gangster name there is.
My name is Tommy. It's Two Guns Tommy. What's wrong with Two Guns Tommy? It's a cool fucking name. Way better than Little Helping Man. God damn it. Boss, don't call me Little Helping Man.
You're
Come on, Cormac. You hear him whining over there? You can't help but call him Little Helper Man. If he's gonna whine like that all the time, it'll be fucking hilarious. You'll love it.
That's fair enough.
Oh, don't worry, dear. It'll pass. Just don't show them that it bothers you. They'll get bored.
He's just sitting there, breathing. His cheeks are puffing.
It don't bother me none. Don't bother me none. There's a whole lot more to it than the name, because I'm always going to be Tommy Two Guns. Tommy Two Guns.
That's right. The next thing you do is start believing it yourself.
I do believe it. Thank you, Mrs. McGee. You're swell.
You're welcome, dearie.
Now, little helper man, I need to talk to your sister.
Oh yeah. Sure. All right, Miss Mavis. So like I said, a couple guys been moving money back and forth over here. It's starting to get a little bit above my station, but I can tell you this much: the way he's been trying to move money and grab more, he's trying to aim for something. Usually, I only see this around political times when somebody's trying to buy a seat or try to buy a seat next to someone. I know that we're getting ready for re-elections on local congressmen, so maybe your husband has his eye on one of them.
I don't know, but I intend to find out. Has he taken any of my money that counts with both our names?
The counts of both your names seem fine so far. He's tried to touch him, but every time he's did, I've kind of moved the teller out of the way and, stopped him. But if he gets in here one day and gets somebody who makes a mistake, it is possible. I could transfer your half of the funds back into your secret account.
Shh, don't. Shh. Say that quieter.
Okay, I could transfer the money back to your secret account. There's nobody here. I'm by myself.
Dorothy's super buzzed at this point. She doesn't
Mavis.
distinguish between over there.
He's so
Mavis.
buzzed. He called herself Dorothy.
Yeah.
I think at this point, Dorothy is actually sitting at a bar taking a drink.
Mo.
Alright, so she mentions that. I will say this. When you finally read it, you look at your letter again, and now, where it was Latin, you're starting to be able to notice, because of Dorothy's earlier good library role, you're starting to remember some of the Latin that she's endlessly droned on to you about. And you're realizing that this, in fact, letter does say, Club Malum UX.
Oh, Dorothy!
Yes, dear.
And she totally abandons the phone call.
Yeah, sure, whatever, I chop liver. Alright. My gun's out.
Dorothy!
Yes, dear.
Dorothy!
What?
I found a thing!
Oh, show me, darling.
All your Latin jabbering finally stuck.
Let's see it.
And then I just show her the letter.
Yeah, you show her the letter, and right as rain, Dorothy, you see the words Malum and a little IX on it. Except you notice
It's
that
9, not an IX.
instead of IUX, it is actually the word for I as an EYI and X. Written this way, it simply means to make yourself blind to evil.
That's interesting. Do any of you guys speak Latin?
I thought you did. Or is that,
No,
John?
she does. I'm asking them.
I
Well,
do
yes,
now.
I speak some Latin, Mrs. Miki.
Is that Mr. Moreno?
Well, it's you're right. I can't do Jonathan's voice, so I'll just go British like he's supposed to be. I do, Mrs. McGee.
Yes, dear, look, it's all about the, well, I thought it was about people of Eden, and then I thought, well, maybe it's a number, but really it's not. In any case, what it really means is whatever the thing is that you told me. I really shouldn't drink so early, darling.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You believe it says to blind yourself to evil. So the club for blinding yourself to evil. What could that mean?
I think we should go to the library.
Sure, we could go to the library. Mr. Cormac.
Yeah.
Do you think you could give us a ride to the library?
Oh
I know
dear,
you have a few other calls.
He's not very good at driving, darling. Maybe you should take us.
Well, I'm quite excited as well. Is Marcus still around?
It's my
You too.
car. I'm
Bye.
driving.
All right. Very well. Let's all hop in.
I call shotgun.
Yes, yes. I'll be happy to sit in the back, strapped up.
Yes, I am not sitting in the shotgun position again. That was thrilling and far too much for my heart.
For the record, we survived, okay?
You're welcome. And she like struts off to the car.
Yeah, she struts off, twirls her rifle around her like in military drills, flips from the one side to the other, and then marches off, soldier style, right over to.
Sassy.
Very. Okay, so we're going to go to the library to research a club about blinding yourself to evil.
Yeah,
That seems oddly
sounds
specific
good.
niche. Maybe we should go to like a church library? Is there a parish or an office for the local archdiocese?
Well, good. Always call up your son.
I should call Steven. That is an excellent point.
Oh, did you really name your... You named your fictional son
Literally, pretty much all of the characters that I have created for this game are named after someone in my family.
Steve? Nice.
hmm
Well, Steven is a know-it-all.
I have Robert and Joseph and a Carol, a Mary Jo, a Stephen, a Mary. Eustace is not named after that's just an old man name.
Nice.
Claire answers the phone. Hey, Mom.
Stephen, dear, I was wondering, do you have access to a library, maybe at your local archdiocese? I have some theological questions I'd like to research.
Theological, Mom. Are you into some more of that crazy stuff?
I'm
Because if you're
sure.
looking for scrolls and things.
Mhm.
All right, listen. Do me a favor. I will meet you at your library. We'll see what you're trying to figure out, and then we'll see what I can get you access to.
Are you sure, dear? I'm very good at finding things all on my own. And I know an institution as reputable as the church wouldn't be using that blasphemous Dewey system.
That's not really the point, Mom. The point is they don't exactly open up their libraries to everybody.
Well,
Even
I
I only
am
have access to certain things.
well, I am a confirmed Catholic and a
Yes, Mom.
devout member of the faith.
Yes, Mom. So is everyone else who wants to go into that library.
All right, I'll see you at the library.
All right, Mom. I'll be there in about an hour.
Sounds good, dear.
All right, so where are you guys headed next?
Well, we have an hour, so
Can we just drive around and look for club names that have Malum on it?
Sure.
Or that's what we direct our chauffeur Cormac to do.
Seems like the brute force way of doing it, but sure.
I thought you liked brute force.
Don't be rude.
Hey, Cormac. If you don't mind, I'm gonna go hop on out of here. You need anything, you know how to find me.
Yeah, appreciate that.
All right, ladies, it's been a pleasure. Don't get yourselves into too much trouble.
We'll
They're
do our
awful
best.
shy.
I'm not We'll be fine, dear.
All right. He says, "All right, little helper man, you have a good night."
Ah, this is a fucking bullshit. I'm Tommy Two Guns. You want me to show you why? I'll show you why they call me Tommy Two Guns. I swear to God, I'll fucking show you why they call me Tommy Two Guns.
I bet you don't forget his name anymore.
Mavis
Instantly forgets.
She just probably thinks the tantrum is funny.
All right. So you guys hop into the car.
Wonderful.
How did I save this? I did. Okay. Sorry, I was looking for a picture I just made and I couldn't find it, but now I know where it is. All right. So while you guys are going along the street, are you guys going to good neighborhoods, bad neighborhoods? Mavis?
Good neighborhoods if this letter, since this letter implies it's a good neighborhood.
Why don't we drive past the house? I mean, didn't it give us an address? Did I misunderstand?
I don't think so.
Does
It was a
Mr.
nice area.
Does Mr. Corbett's house meet all of the descriptors?
Good question.
Mavis, you would know that Corbett's house is old and everything, but you also know that he's not exactly a huge part of the major social circles. He has some knowledge of your husband and some other people passing by. His sister is much more the socialite. She's the author that Dorothy likes. He also has some other family members. So the corporate name does carry some weight, but Bernard himself is kind of a putz.
We'd be better off finding his sister, dear.
Ooh, I would love to meet her. She's a wonderful author.
Well, I don't know where she hangs out.
Well, we could ask him.
Oh, yes, let's do that.
At this point, Cormac would remind you that he is still totally not in town.
Oh, right.
He's on a business trip, quote unquote. Which was the entire reason we went looking for Tomaszewski to begin with.
Right, dearie, of course. Didn't he tell us where to meet them? Didn't he say he was going to set up a meet for us, or did that not end up happening? I forget.
That did not end up happening. He set up a trap.
Yes, I'm not even going to make Cormac roll psychology for it. Cormac knows that that was just simply a trap.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Oh, yay.
Now, I know you have early onset, but do you remember the people shooting at us? That's why.
Oh. How do you know anything about my memory?
Well, I was talking to Dorothy, but I guess
My
it's
memory
open-ended.
is fine.
Well, you do have some trouble remembering poor Mr. Tommy Two Guns' name.
Well, so sue me for caring about what's the person's character more than their name.
But you call him Little Helper Man. I know that I'm not sure how you Yanks feel about it, but that can't be something that you just go around tossing around. Little Helper Man?
I
Sounds
most
a bit...
certainly did not.
I did.
Well, Mrs. Mavis, I understand. I apologize. If you wish to call him Little Helper Man, I guess that works.
He likes it.
No, dear, he likes you.
Same thing.
Alright, so you guys are going through a ritzy part of town. You're seeing a lot of young couples with big, shiny cars. None of the buildings, in particular, though, look are really standing out to you. Um, you spend about a good 30 or 35 minutes. You realize you have about 15 or 20 left before Steven gets, back to the library. And it'll probably take you about 10 minutes to get there.
We should head
Here's
back.
a long shot.
Hmm?
You remember the old abandoned church that we found way back when, and this is tied to that
Yes, dear, I
really
still have the
old.
book.
You do, yes. Where was that church?
That church is 2 blocks from where you are right now.
I'm gonna drive
It
there
is a
instead.
couple of blocks away from the old court. All right. I would like all three of you to roll me a spot hidden as you pull up on this.
Yes. The green button. You want the green
All
button.
right. All right. So I
Still
will
the
say
5,
this.
though, so that's still...
As you come up, O'Doyle, you see somebody who you personally kicked out of the organization and broke one of his legs because he was skimping money off of some of your sales.
I'm getting
And-
out of the car.
Right? Mavis, I'm sorry, Dorothy, you see a brown paper bag with the same markings as the one that Tomazuski has his things of meat in.
He has body parts, Mr. Cormac! And I get out of the car after him.
Okay,
Slightly
I'm going to have
less
that
quickly.
guy roll. I'm going to have that guy roll a listen. He'll have a listen of 70.
Oh, fuck. Oh, come on.
Wait,
You
I
You
can't
just
be right
rolled
here.
you rolled a D0.
Okay. Somehow or another, he does not hear you yelling to Mr. Cormac that he has a satchel. So this guy's still kind of limping, bebopping along, and he's walking towards the church. He
I
looks
am
to the
making
left.
a beeline for him.
He looks to the right, and he puts the package down, lifts up the brick, and pulls out about a couple of dollars. You don't know how much. He pulls out an amount of money. He puts it in his pocket, turns around, and sees you about half a block away. Oh man,
block?
fuck this shit.
Why would you park so far?
Okay, we'll say not half a block. You are about 6 steps away from him.
I'll say I could see like a house or two down, but dang.
All right, so he will have a dex of 60, and he's going to try to run. All right, so he breaks off running, Cormac.
Get him!
I have to roll dex.
Or is it track?
No. He hasn't gotten out of his face yet, so he can still chase him through dex. And you can try to tackle him if you get close.
I ran
You
after him.
are
Oh no!
okay, Cormac. God damn it! You leg guy.
I'm making a beeline for him.
Okay, so what you do is the guy runs around. So the guy breaks off from you. He heads off. He tries to run around the corner into one of the alleyways that splits 4 different ways. He thinks he's lost you, and then he turns, and just like Jason, you're right in front of him, and he runs right into one of your fists.
And lights out.
And he does drop down onto his ass. He's holding his jaw. He puts his hands up and says, "Oh, come on, man!
it's enough. It's enough. You already broke my damn full leg. What do you?
Let's just say I got a couple questions, and you're coming with me.
Oh man, you already broke my fucking jaw. I think, man, this thing hurts. God damn, why do you gotta use a fucking knuckle?
If you don't shut up, I'm gonna break a lot more than your jaw.
What was in the package? What was in the package? I opened the package.
Inside the package is a mass of bumpy, pinkish gray, spongy, wet flesh. It is shaped like half a dome, where you can kind of make out a split in a half in the middle of said dome. You can also see that towards the rear, what you assume is the rear of it, it kind of angles down and forms a stem.
So that's part of a brain.
Okay, does Dorothy know that?
I mean, she has a pretty high medicine. First aid.
All right, let's go ahead and see if she recognizes this is a brain. Note that she is holding. Okay, yeah, you realize this is a brain. You are holding it.
Ew.
Well, that's a brain.
Oh.
Where did you get this brain? You know, brains are supposed to be pink.
Wait. I'm gonna have to see whether or not Dorothy keeps her cool while going into a bag and literally holding a brain.
I mean, she was expecting something. The last one had the hand of a baby.
Okay. So I will still say that with that, I'll let you roll sanity and I'll let you roll it with advantage.
I'm good.
Yeah, you. Okay, so Dorothy just goes and holds up this brain like it's an apple pie. I am going to need a sanity roll from the other two teammates to react to Dorothy's completely blasé handling of this. Awful cool with an awful lot of crazy shit. So, yeah, everybody's good, just Dorothy swinging around this brain.
This is a brain. Where did you get this brain? You know, these should usually be pink and inside of people, dear.
Oh, whoa! What the hell? Don't put that thing near me. It thing's fucking gross.
Then why do you have it? She shakes it in his face.
Yeah. The fuck, man? God damn.
What's your language?
His con is 4.
Can I look at this closer?
He does not pass his con check, and he vomits right into his own lap.
Can I look at this thing and see if it's like preserved in chemicals, or does it smell anything like the hospital or various things that Mary had to learn?
You passed your medicine with an extreme, right?
No, my sanity was an extreme. Yes, my first aid was also an extreme.
Actually, I don't need medicine to know that.
Yeah, I mean, chemicals, you either smell it or you don't.
But would Dorothy know the smell if she wasn't exposed to it?
I would say roll medicine for me, and it's possible that Mary would have talked to you about this.
Oh, my
You know what
medicine
Mary
is
smells.
shit. My first aid is good, though.
Yeah, but this would definitely be medicine.
Wow, that's a hard fail.
Well, I wasn't gonna succeed. There was no way.
I mean, there was no way to succeed, but goddamn, that's a super fail. You decide that it's a great idea to take a huge whiff of this brain.
Mm.
Apparently, you've forgotten anything that Mary's talked to you about celiac disease.
Completely forgotten. Don't even know what that is. I mean, I know, but she doesn't.
Cormac, has Cormac heard of celiac disease?
I don't know, have I?
It doesn't seem like the type of thing that you would know about, but I doubt you eat many brains.
Well, he's probably beaten a guy or two up, and as part of the body disposal, you know, maybe they kept a brain in a jar. Well,
I'm confused though. Celiac disease is an autoimmune disease that does shit to your intestines.
Wait, that's not a one. What is the one where you eat brains and get what's that?
What, mad cow?
No, it's the thing that when cannibals eat brains, they catch a disease, and now I forgot what that one's
Brain
called.
eating disease cannibalism. Let's see what Google says. Oh, Creutzfeldt-Jacobs disease?
Okay, I was way off, but yeah. Well, you've heard about that one.
Well, no, see, Kuru causes brain and nervous system changes similar to Creutzfeldt-Jacobs disease. Similar diseases appear in cows as bovine spongiform encephalopathy, also called mad cow disease.
Well, there, don't eat the brain. All right.
It's called Kuru, Kuru.
All right.
Yeah, I would not know that. There's no way.
All right. So the guy pharmacist says, where'd I get it? This squirrely-looking guy who used to work in a hospital.
What's his name, Tomaszewski?
Yeah, that's the little weasel's name.
Why did you get
want this, and who the fuck are you delivering it to?
I got a note to leave the package here to pick up the money. I'm supposed to take it back to Zuski. I don't know who it is. This old abandoned church, I have no idea who wants it.
Who else are you working with? Tomaszewski didn't mention any partners.
Yeah, well, Zuski's the type who tries to act like he runs all this shit alone. But, you know, the guy's got a couple of runners. I'm one of them.
Mr. Cormac, I think your fist needs an upgrade. It was not nearly compelling enough.
Well, so far he's telling me what I need to know.
I
You
meant
got anything else to
Tomaszewski.
add?
Yes, dear, how long have you had... I mean, sweetheart. And she, like, crouches down next to him and pats his shoulder. There are more helpful ways to find your place in society. Why do you feel you have to go to these lengths?
He's paying you no attention because as you lean over to pat him on the shoulder, you still have the brain in your hand, like an apple pie, about 6 inches away from his face. Look, I know what I was delivering. I'm just going ahead and delivering one of these things in a crazy refrigerated bag. It is a crazy refrigerated bag. Or thermal bag, whatever. So I don't know much of nothing. I was supposed to just go drop this off here. Tomaszewski was going to go and give me a cut of this. I'll give him the rest of the money, and that was it. I don't work with the guy all the time, just, you know, here and there, when he got a delivery to make that he can't get to himself.
Wait, I'm sorry. To what? Say that one more time.
I said that all I do is drop off some stuff for him here and there, but Tomaszewski can't, you know, make it his own damn self. I was just going to go hand this to him, give him his cut. I was going to go take my cut, about $5.
And you drop it off where?
So right over there, right in front of that abandoned church.
Gentlemen, I have a proposal.
Oh, shit!
What?
all the cursing.
You guys, everybody give me a... Give me a spot hidden. You two, man.
Can I push it?
Yeah. All right, cool. All of you guys have succeeded. Mavis, you'll get to do this next one with advantage. All three of you give me a dex roll. Mavis, you can do this with advantage. I think you got advantage, Mavis. Roll that again.
I am like a spider.
Yes!
Okay, so you guys all see a little bit of dust come down as a brick falls down from a roof of the building on top of this alleyway. And you guys all turn around and see a person with a crossbow. Um, just in time, you all dodge out of a way as a crossbow bolt goes and buries itself into the skull of this young man.
Oh my god.
Does Mavis see where it came from?
Oh yeah, you guys all did really well. It is coming from the roof above you. It's literally the building that's wall you could touch if you wanted to. This wall is wet. There is a fire escape, but that fire escape, the bottom of it is about 15 feet in here. The roof this is approximately a 10-story building.
I guess
Well-
Mavis backs up and tries to see if she has a shot with her.
I guess I'm going up.
I'm like, well, they're gonna get away. I'm gonna
Alright, give
stay
me
with
a
our
climb.
friend here.
All right, I want a climb from Cormac.
This is gonna go great. Can I push it?
You can. If you think you could jump to reach it, you can do that as well. Or we can use strength to see if you can just kind of get the thing to come down so
Cormac,
you could.
climb on top of the
Get-
car and then go up there.
I'm gonna try jumping with my stubby legs.
All right, go ahead and mark off jump as a success. Make sure you give yourself a check mark on that. You do manage to get up the fire escape. Give me a dex to see how fast you get up there. Mavis, you are pulling back. You are trying to see if you can aim at there. I would like I'm not going to go with intelligence. I'm not going to go with education. I will say that I would say the way you've been shooting is based on the training you've had, so we'll call it education. You're looking at the alley, and you feel that it's a little narrow. If you try to shoot here, you think there's a good chance that you'll just ricochet a bullet off and back at you guys.
Drats.
I
I
mean,
shout
you
up.
could make the shot. You just know this.
Well, I shouldn't kill Cormac since he's already ascended.
You do know that you do know that even though you know the geometry, the person who shot the crossbow probably doesn't, and you could probably just shoot the thing in the air and scare him.
Okay, so she does.
All right. I assume you fire straight up in the air.
At the ground in a field further away, so it doesn't.
Fair enough. All right. The guy with the crossbow runs away. He's wearing robes. He is obviously a member of that cult you guys have dealt with on it. All right, Cormac, did you give me that dex roll for
I
climb?
did. Can I push it?
Oh, good lord. Yeah, you are going to have to put it because this guy doing his dex roll, he has a dex of. And he fucking fails. As the shot goes off, the guy tries to get up and start running. He kind of kicks back, slumps on his butt, and you are climbing up the ladder, and you peer over, and you see him try to scramble back to his feet. He is going to try to throw some dirt in your.
Really? Okay.
Won't work. His beard will catch the dirt.
There's no damage on that, but that's him trying to throw dirt into your eyes. You can dodge it.
Oh my god, I'm pushing that. No.
All right. So while you push that, you are starting to step back towards the ledge of the building, and he has some ideas about coming to charge at you. All right. So you do manage to cover your eyes just a little bit, and you can open them just in time to see him barreling towards you with a wild, um, brandishing knife. He's going to try to stab.
Jesus Christ, this guy. Alright. Should I dodge or brawl?
Either one. That's a choice. If you dodge, you can get rid of. If you dodge and succeed, because he only got a normal success on there, you can whatever get rid of the damage completely. If you fight and you beat him, then you hit him first, and you'll only take half damage. But you will get to do damage, and it'll still be your turn to attack again right after.
Dodged.
All right. So you managed to dodge the knife. It is your turn.
And I'm hitting.
All right. You go after he tries to get the knife, and you hit him right in the solar plexus. He falls to a knee. He's not quite done yet. As he falls to a knee, he's going to try to swing up with his knife one last time and catch you in the torso, which he fails at. It is your turn.
One more time.
And his lights go out. He starts to stumble. He looks like he is twirling towards the ledge.
I'm grabbing him.
As he twirls towards the ledge, he looks at you, and he's going to try to jump. So this is going to be a strength versus.
He's not getting away. That is a tall order.
All right, so he starts to lean backwards. He's smiling. He does a little spread arm thing so that he can fall like a little angel towards the ground. But you catch him by the end of his robe, and you kind of have him teetering off the edge of the ledge while holding him precariously by his robe.
I don't think so, buddy.
All right, I assume you pull him back up.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you do just that. When you pull him back up, even with his broken jaw, severely beaten body, he looks at you and he has a wry grin.
You got something you want to share with the class?
He opens his mouth to stick his tongue out at you, only to reveal he has no tongue.
I let go of him.
So I'm looking up at this point. Surely I'm done praying over the dead man.
Oh yeah, he's standing up. He's all the way on the building at this point. So you let go of him, and he smiles and says, "Hey." You go, oh.
I really don't want this body to land on me.
Oh no, he's not falling. He's not falling. He was still standing on the roof when Cormac let go of his robes.
Okay.
So Cormac, what are you going to do with this tongueless would-be assassin?
Give him a pen?
I just say you're lucky I've turned over a new leaf, or you'd be going off the you'd be going off the roof anyways.
Yeah, do you let Dorothy know that this guy ain't got no tongue?
Yeah, sure. I start hauling them down.
So he's a man. He's about, sadly, he's only about 25 or so. Very young, but whoever wants to do a psycho on him Actually, he won't even make it. His eyes are insane. They're darting everywhere from left to right. Um, he can barely control his laughter as Cormac drops him in front of you.
Oh, dear. Oh, are dear, are you okay? Jonathan, do you have a pen?
Jonathan does have a pen.
Jonathan would have a pen, right?
He absolutely does. He says, "Here you are, Mrs. McGee."
Okay, I give him a pen and paper. Surely a notebook or something. Piece of newspaper. I don't care.
The back of the letter that I have.
Perfect. Again, what does Dorothy do? She asks, "Dear, what's your name?"
He sees a letter, and he sees the letter, he takes the pen, and he looks like he's going to try to jab himself in the jugular with it, specifically after seeing the letter. All the laughing disappears from his eye, you see tear, and he's going to try to jab himself in the neck with his pen.
Well, let's try and
Can
stop
I
him.
restrain him?
Ooh, you're going to need a tough one to stop that.
I could push it. I doubt it would get better, though.
I mean, I feel like I would be attempting to help you.
Yeah, I'll let you both try it again. If you guys can get to an extreme strength roll, I will let you. Motherfucker!
It's making up for all the fails last week.
And the week before.
Yeah. Somehow, you do stop this guy from stabbing himself in the throat. He is desperate. So,
I push everyone away and hug him.
with that, he calms down a little bit, and he takes some of the blood still coming from his dust up with Cormac, and that he did manage to touch the edge of his jugular before killing himself, and he makes a symbol on the wall.
Yeah.
It mentions the symbol matches a book that you have in your library, Dorothy.
Is it the book I took from them with the spell about banishing evil but possibly summoning it?
It is not. It is a book about some of Boston's old families.
Okay, well, I'm in comfort mode right now. I'm like, "It's okay, dear," and like patting his head and trying to calm him.
He's still sobbing.
All due respect, we're standing within 10 feet of the guy whose brains are all over the wall because of this prick.
Well, his brains aren't on the wall. It was a crossbow, so his brains can go everywhere. I don't think it was actively.
Mr. Cormac, this man is clearly unwell. We have an ethical duty as citizens of this great country
You know
to take
who's
care of this man.
also unwell? The poor son of a bitch who just got shot in the fucking head. Thank you very much.
This young man leaves your hug, and he starts to kiss Mavis's feet, prostrating himself before.
Ah!
What?
Oh, she backs up several steps.
No, I help him stand up. "It's okay, dear. Maybe we
He
should
does
take
not
him."
want to stand up. He's staying down on his knees, making himself as low as possible, folding his hands in prayer, desperately staring at, looking at Mavis, and he crawls towards her, making himself even lower.
What are you doing? God, I need no way of
He
communicating.
bows and says something along the lines of, he writes in the dirt, "Accept me."
In what way?
Mavis, he just wants your approval.
What? He's not my... I don't have any kids. What do you mean?
Mr. Cormac, you should get your friend on, and we can take him to the sanitarium. Remember that medical facility? It sounded like a wonderful idea.
So, at this point, what he does is he draws several family crests, best he could with his fingers.
I will copy them with the pen on the back of the letter, so we have a copy of it.
All right. And he lays down completely flat, face into the ground, and he says, "Command me." I mean, he doesn't say "command me." He writes "command me" in the dirt in front of him.
Mavis has a long pause and looks at the other three people, including Jonathan.
Are any of these sigils Mavis's house? Or her husband's house?
You'll have to get to your library to determine that.
Okay, well, I'm definitely copying them all down. And these are family crests, dear. We should go check our log and see what they are, and Stephen is probably waiting. Why don't you bring him with us?
I command you to come with us, without violence.
He bows excitedly and runs over to the car door. He opens the door and lays over a puddle and doggy presents where the door's open for you.
Oh, God.
Whatever, Mavis would be eating this up.
She's really... I'm sure she's confused, but also, like, delighted. And so she walks up to him and sees the door, and I guess there's no way around him without stepping on him to get into the car.
I mean, there probably is, but, I mean, how many opportunities do you get like this?
So, are we not going to talk about how you now have your own small helper man?
What are you going to call the other small helper man?
I mean, there's Small Helper Man 1, and then there's...
What is his name? What's your name, dear?
He just shakes his head no.
We'll name you... Quick, Dorothy, what's the name of a speechless person from the Bible?
A speechless person from the Bible?
There has to be one. Maybe
Did you
we'll
guys?
call you
Oh, wait, I'm
Lucifer.
sorry. Did you guys drive here with anybody else? Any of other Cormacs?
Small Helper Man?
Don't think so.
All right.
Okay, so you just asked her to help you name this man.
Yes.
So she could say, well, my son Joseph, that wasn't really the name of someone who was mute, but he did, sadly pass in the war, and of course that is a biblical name if that's what you're looking for.
Dorothy, you also realize this man is, in fact, a murderer and attempted to commit suicide, and will probably try to kill you again, so you don't know if you want to give him that nice
of a name. But how do you save people if you don't forgive them?
You strangely say it to the air to no one in particular.
Usually I don't forgive people within minutes of them killing somebody.
What kind of Catholic does that make you? Yes, he should ask
A
you.
realistic one.
We should take him
Men
back to the
don't
library.
reform in the matter of minutes.
We will take him back to the library and he can confess his sins to Stephen. And receive absolution.
Small Helper Man, you're not allowed to kill anyone anymore.
He shakes his head And then he takes his ceremonial knife, he throws it out the window, he drops his crossbow bolts,
Wait,
and
ceremonial knife? Is it like Jonathan's other knives? I think Jonathan would be looking at that.
Jonathan does look at the knife. His knives remain quiet beside him. I'll just say that. You don't know that, but his knives. Wait, maybe you do. I don't know. Anyway, his knives stay quiet as he looks at the knife. He says, "Oh, this thing is made from this. Not as ancient as you'd think. This is from years ago. These markings,
It's
pretty.
16th century colonial or something. I don't know.
No. This is 1918. This is when this knife was made 2 years ago.
2 years
It's
ago.
just made to look. Yeah, it's just made to look ceremonial. Honestly, but apart from being able to stab things, nothing remarkable.
Oh, okay. Is it pretty?
Newer little helper man looks really hurt by Jonathan's words.
Dear, it doesn't matter what the monetary value is. All that matters is how significant it is to you.
I guess you guys ignore the fact that Dorothy is trying to comfort a person and letting him know that his knife having meaning to him, he said meaningful.
We have a pet now. His name is Tongueless Helper Man. He's the silent helper man.
Silent. Ooh, yes.
Alright, are you guys getting in your car and pulling off?
Yes, we need to go back to the library.
Yeah.
Okay. As you guys pull off, several hooded figures walk up the hole from the abandoned church. They note that the money's already gone, that their package is in there, and they make their way over to the alley. In the alley, they see the shit, the not broker. Anyway, still in the alley, dead with a crossbow bolt in his brain. Taking out their own ceremonial daggers, they quickly behead the man, and carry his head back down to their little hole in the church. One of them says, "Looks like we lost a little brat, huh?" "Yeah, don't worry. He'll find a way to make himself useful." And we're back in your car.
To the library! I've become quite fond of saying that.
As you make it back to the library, you see Stephen fastening his coat and starting to walk out of the library back towards his car.
Stephen! I'm so sorry I'm late, dear.
"Oh, Mom, thought you guys weren't going to make it. I've been waiting here for a good half.
I'm so sorry, dear, but we got sidetracked of this church, and, well, this blasphemous church, and then we ended up with this fellow who had a brain, and then he was shot by a cultist with a crossbow, and then Mr. Cormac found him and caught him, and then he tried to kill himself, and then he pledged himself to serve Mavis and put a bunch of sigils on the wall."
Okay, Mom, let me see if I have this straight. You're saying that you followed a man who had a brain in a bag. Somebody tried to kill him, and that somebody is now sitting between you and Miss.
Yeah, we're actually harboring a killer.
No, but dear, look at him. Just, Stephen, look deep into your heart and think about your religious teachings and look at this poor, sick, deranged man.
Who killed somebody maybe 15 minutes ago with a crossbow in a dark alley.
He has no tongue. He's obviously been brainwashed by an evil cult. We have to save him. Stephen,
Mom,
what would Jesus do?
Mom, you're like 70 years too early on that one. Let's bring him in I would say I'm going to talk to him. You said he doesn't have a tongue?
Well, he was. I don't think so, dear. Mavis, can you have this? Can you, darling? And she like walks over to him and like opens her mouth at him.
As Stephen comes over to put his hand on the young man's shoulder, the young man recoils back and runs. He backsteps up from Stephen as quickly as possible.
Clearly, he knows that he's into some blasphemous teachings. Darling, Mr. Cormac, could you please help bring him inside?
Absolutely. And I go grab him by the scruff of the neck.
All right. Um, you grab him, right?
Yep.
All right. So Stephen puts his hand out to him to shake his hand, and he introduces himself. However, the young man does not extend his hand towards Stephen.
What does he do?
I'm right behind this little guy.
He looks at you, he's scared, and you see tears running down his eyes as Stephen still sits there with his hand extended. Feeling a little embarrassed, Stephen starts to pull his hand back and say, sorry, I don't really mean to make you nervous. It's a little strange. There's no problem. My hands are clean. The young man darts his eyes down at Stephen's hands, looks at his hands, and he is struggling in your grip, Court.
Let's bring him inside, please. There's no need to push him yet. Let's bring him inside, give him a nice cup of tea, see if we can't calm him back down. Wouldn't that be nice, dearie?
He is terrified of Stephen.
Oh, I know. I want to run inside and get my creepy cult book. I think it will calm him.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Go ahead inside, get your creepy cult.
I mean, it's a book from his church. Surely that would help him like not be so freaked out.
I'm pushing everybody inside, and I'm going to sit this guy down so that he can't get away.
Yeah, we should be inside. I think that sounds great.
All right. You go ahead and get your creepy cult book. His strength is 50.
Oh, he's actually trying to get away again?
Mm-hmm.
I'll just tell you that right now, that his strength is 50. Or when Dorothy comes back with this creepy cult book.
Oh, that's not going to go well then, I guess.
Oh, no. When he sees the creepy cult book, his eyes bubble with rage. And though he's still terrified of Stephen, he is going to try to lunge at you, Dorothy.
I drop the book and step back. Can I dodge? Can I attempt to dodge? I'll
Yeah,
probably
you may
fail.
dodge.
Oh yeah, that's a fail.
All right, so he does grab you. Cormac, you do manage to hit the guy. I'm going to need you to roll me some damage.
Oh.
God damn. Okay. So as he tries to go against Dorothy, you do punch him in the back of the head. He falls down.
God, this guy's taking a ton of damage.
Yeah, he falls down, and he looks like he's going out. Stephen bends over to help him, and the guy curls into a little fetal ball.
I don't understand. I thought that this would make him feel comfortable.
Should I hit him again?
No!
Everybody give me a spot hidden. We are looking for a hard spot hidden.
Oh. He's gonna kill
push it.
himself.
All right, Cormac. As Stephen starts to put his hand near the guy's shoulder, you see while he's curling up into a little fetal ball, you could swear you see a little bit of smoke coming off of tongueless little helper man's shoulder.
Steven, right? Hold on a second.
Yes, Mr. O'Doyle. What's wrong?
You have any holy water?
I do. It's in my suitcase.
He's a priest, dear. He can make holy water.
Yes, but it takes some time and some prayer, Mom. Actually, I already have some prepared. What did you want to do with it, Mr. Cormac?
Why don't you do me a big favor and go get that?
Certainly. He goes to his briefcase. He has all sorts of things here. He doesn't do exorcisms because, blah, 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 reasons, rules, regulations. But he does come back with a small vial of holy water, about 5 milliliters worth.
I'm gonna take this poor bastard's hand and I'm gonna hold it up.
What are you doing?
Mr. Cormac, are you suggesting that this person is serving the enemy?
Indulge me.
All right. So Stephen takes the vial of holy water. He tips it over onto his finger. He takes his finger and he lightly touches the palm of Tongueless Helper Man. Upon doing so, Jonathan notes that it looks the same as when someone is burned with hydrochloric acid.
Stop! Stop! What are you doing? Stop hurting this man!
Mom, if what I just did hurt him, in the way it just hurt him, we are not talking about a man.
Are you...
What does that mean?
Mr. Cormac, how many times and how hard would you say you've hit this man today?
I think that's about the third or fourth time.
And you're pretty certain you got solid hits each time, right?
Yeah, I mean, people usually go down in two.
Where is his head wound?
I don't know. Want me to make another one?
I don't know if it'll matter, but let's indulge me.
Stephen!
You know what, Stephen? I like you. You're alright.
What is wrong
I'm gonna hit him again.
What happened to Charity?
So you do hit him, and you see the bruise. And just as soon as you see the bruise hit, you, instead of seeing brain matter, you kind of see the skin break, the skull break. You hear the skull break. By all intents and purposes, where you punch this guy, this should be a murder. But he turns his head in an unnatural way, a little bit more than sideways, to be quite frank. And he looks at you. His eyes are dilated and a little milky.
Well, now that we know who we're talking to.
Stephen.
Mom, I don't think this person is human. I'm not even sure he's alive.
Stephen,
What?
that boy is some mother's child. Or was.
Mom,
and he deserves our
I'm
respect.
sorry. Mom, I'm sorry. The only child he is a child of darkness at this point.
Oh my God. What? Why were they trying to get me to order him around?
Well, then, you're a priest. Cleanse him. Don't punish him.
Mom, when I cleanse him, it burns him. Watch.
No, stop!
And Mom, that's the only type of cleansing I have. If this is happening, he is unholy.
And is he not any... Are unholy people unworthy of your forgiveness?
Mom, it's not about whether I can forgive him. I can't forgive him because he's already dead.
Stephen.
With that, while your mouth is agape, Stephen pulls on the guy's robe, and you notice that for the first time there are several stitches on him. Shit. This is not going to go. Okay, so you notice there are several stitches on him. There are stitches on his wrist, stitches on his shoulder, stitches along his torso, on his legs, and his knees. He also is lacking a penis.
Whoa.
He has nothing.
When you start taking the robes off, she's gonna turn away. Like, that's not acceptable.
Mavis would look in confusion.
There's nothing there.
Is this some sort of Frankenstein? What are you saying? Is that what the body parts were for? What did I do with that brain? I feel like
Did you leave it in my car? I swear to God.
I don't know if she would have
If
taken it
that-
really, but I don't think she's the type to just leave brains sitting around. I don't know.
I hope you guys didn't leave it in the alleyway, or else we'll have to revise the scene and say they just take the guy's head, but they also took the brain, because I assumed you took the brains with you.
I assume that she probably would have, but I also didn't say anything because, she was busy comforting Helper Man. Do you want me to just roll for it?
We'll just say that you still have the brains.
In Cormac's car.
In Cormac's car.
You have the brains in your hand right now.
They're in my hand. Stephen hasn't said anything about the brains. No, I pull them out of my purse.
Okay, yes, you pull the brains out of your purse.
My knitting needles are probably stabbed through it now.
Should have had you roll to see whether or not you left the brains in Cormac's car, because that would have been great.
Okay, no, I'll roll a d4. If it's a 1, then I left it in the car. If it's a 2, I left it in the purse and they're unharmed. If it's a 3, I left it in the purse and they've been stabbed. And if it's a 4, I dropped them on the way over here and they're all smushied. But here.
Sure, if it's a 4, you accidentally left them in the alley. Alright, so they're in your purse and they're fine.
There you go. She says, no, is that what these are for? Is this to build more of you? And she, shakes it in his face again.
Ew.
Well, yeah, he's never had the brains shaken in front of his face. But he does open his mouth, and it looks like he's going to try to eat them.
Oh my god.
Ew, no, stop.
He freezes immediately.
Do not eat those. Like she's talking to the dog.
He tilts his head at you, and then he sits down, and with his back leg, he kicks his shoulder, scratching himself.
Like a dog.
Does he have any dog parts in there?
Does he have a tail?
Not. He does have a little round circular stitch on his butt above the crack. It looks like it looks like it could be a circular part about the right side for a tail, if someone wanted to put a tail on.
Is he naked?
Oh yeah, he's making this as day as long.
Stephen,
He is having a penis.
Oh, Steven!
Yeah, he has no penis, but he's absolutely naked.
Can we clothe the poor man, please?
Sure, Mom. I just want you to see this guy's already dead. And I don't know what's going on. Why is there a dead man walking around with you?
Is there someone higher up in the diocese we need to talk to, Stephen?
Here's the thing. Yes, and if we take this to them, they could have us all disappear. You ever hear of a place called Raven's Wing?
Actually, yes.
No.
Dear, it's where we just sent Tomaszewski. It would be very bad if we were there.
We didn't send Tomaszewski there yet. You will be sending him there, but yes.
That was
Oh, you have? Okay.
Yes, dear, I get
You
around.
not like that.
What?
you Miss Mavis. Come on.
What? She is a young woman with needs, Steven.
Miss
What?
Mavis,
Huh?
this is my mom. Please?
What? Are you insinuating that I have sexual relations with people?
No, that's the opposite of what I'm saying. But if you did, I wouldn't hold it against you.
I would never dishonor Eustace's memory in that way.
Just saying a little diddle diddle won't hurt anybody.
Mavis!
I need to get out of here and pray so hard.
Okay, I'm gonna put the brains in my icebox.
Mom, you can't put your brains in the refrigerator.
Well, I don't want them to rot, dear.
You could have put brains in the refrigerator. You put the cantaloupe in the refrigerator, Mom.
It's fine, the cantaloupe has a skin.
And the tuna surprise.
Anyone have a container?
Oh, right, I've got a Tupperware.
Oh, I'm sure we could find one.
I put it in a casserole dish and put it in the icebox.
Mom, I bought you that Tupperware for Mother's Day. You're gonna put a brain in it? You can't clean brain out.
Best gift
So,
ever?
so doing, would you please tell her how difficult it is to clean brain out of something?
Now, Stephen, how would you know of Cormac's occupation?
How do I know? His whole entire family comes to our church to get people baptized all it.
What is going on? Where do you suggest I put it?
I'm gonna call Mary. She'll know what to do with the brain. Oh,
She'll
put it in the
say
refrigerator.
to put it on ice, Stephen.
Do you even know whose brains they are?
No, but someone out there has lost them, and surely their mother would like some closure.
Yes.
Okay, Mom. Okay. Don't use the Tupperware we got you for Mother's Day, please. Just put them in
I'll wrap them in some
here.
foil, dear. How
Here.
about that?
Yeah.
Foil?
Wrap the. You know what, Mom? Just you. Yeah. Yes, Mom. Yes, ma'am. Do what you need to do.
I love that he called her ma'am. That makes me happy. Also, aluminum foil was invented in 1910.
Oh,
All right. So you take the aluminum foil. Jonathan says, aluminium foil. Nice choice, Miss Mavis.
McGee.
I'm sorry, Miss McGee. Good choice. I don't know, but are you not afraid that the foil might stick to the aluminium foil?
Aluminium?
Yes, that's what it's called, aluminium. I forgot to say aluminum.
Holy shit, it actually is called aluminium.
It is aluminum in America, but the British say aluminium.
I did not know that!
Yes, the British say aluminium. They absolutely say aluminium. It's like
It's even
it
on
hurts my ears.
Wikipedia! Oh
Yeah,
my god!
it like hurts my ears whenever I hear them say it
How
because
is this
it's
a
like
thing?
they just aluminium. This is just literally what they say.
the Aussies and the Irish also say it that way.
Wait, I have some Australian friends. I need to tease them about this immediately.
The first time I ever heard aluminium, I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Wolverine? What the fuck? Aluminium?" All right, I don't know why I felt the need to drop an aluminium joke in there, but it's been done.
Okay, no, she wraps it in
so-
the foil and gives him a weird look.
So you go to the kitchen. And Stephen stands at his full height, Bible in hand, with the most serious expression as he walks over the tongueless helper man. It says, "You have given your soul over to the dark one. it is too late to save you. But perhaps we can stop you from spreading your darkness to anyone else.
Why does it listen to me?
Answer her. He opens his mouth and shows Stephen that he has no tongue. Stephen takes his index finger and his middle finger, dips them in the holy water, and shoves them where the tongue was meant to be.
Ew.
Acid once again burns. Stephen speaks a few words in Latin, and the creature, although in pain, his tongue starts to grow back.
What?
Oh my god, a witch!
You did not see that. You and Dorothy were in the kitchen wrapping up braids.
Oh. So how is he answering my question?
Oh yeah, okay. You probably just screamed it over your shoulder because you're drunk.
Fair enough.
Alright, so the tongue starts to form. The creature looks up and realizes it has a tongue again and says, No, no, oh, this poor creature
When he starts
is in pain.
screaming, I'm gonna come. I mean, like, stop hurting him.
For a second, I thought you were going.
A, phrasing. B, okay. You come out with, I assume, your half-wrapped brain foil.
No, I'd set it on the counter.
Okay. Right next to a cantaloupe. I'm glad this isn't Mavis's house because we already know that Mavis would make it doesn't matter. So the creature goes, ah, ah. Stephen says, Mr. Doyle, this creature is in great pain, and it's not just because of what I'm doing. If I were a medical man, I'd say that every cell in his body is on fire. That must be why they cut out the tongue that silences the screams.
What?
Well, that's a happy thought.
This is...
Why do you follow Miss Mavis? Oh, she passed a mark.
What did he say?
Symbol. You bear a mark. Dress.
Oh, I go find the book. I gotta find my book.
Can maybe.
You can.
What mark?
In your breast pockets.
My what?
In her pockets?
She's talking about the letter, Miss Carone.
What about the letter?
Apparently there's a mark on there that he's beholden.
She pulls out the letter and examines it for what he's.
When you pull out the letter, and some of the letters form to an arrow. This arrow makes a line of light that goes towards the rear of the library.
Okay, so she heads off and follows.
I'm heading towards my book with the genealogy. Does that happen to be in the same area?
The light goes and falls directly on that same book with the genealogy.
So I'm pulling it out right as she's like coming up to it.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm in a fight with my friends about aluminum and aluminium. I hope you're happy.
Fair enough.
Sorry. Continue.
Hold on, I gotta find the library. I think this is it.
So if these things just obey anybody with the mark, kinda sounds like time to get a new tattoo.
One cannot claim the mark. One must be born to bear the mark.
So Dorothy
Born to-
has the.
It's genealogy, dear. I'm gonna set the book down and flip through it and look for some of the sigils from the wall.
You don't. So you don't see the sigils. I mean, you do see some of the sigils, but while you're looking, and this doesn't make any sense, a photograph falls at your.
Mavis picks it up.
It's a family. You know, it's a man, woman. It looks like a young man and a young female carrying a doll.
Do they bear any resemblances? What page was this on? Who is near it?
As you look at the page, give me library use.
I mean, it's my library, right?
I know. We're just going to see whether or not you paid attention to what page it was. You did. The page that it fell out, you look and it says Corbett family.
I knew it! Is that Bernard?
The little boy, you flip the back of a photo and it does say Bernard, age, I don't know, 8. It says, but I did forget her name,
Victoria.
age 10. Victoria, age 10.
It's the Corbett family again! Who are these people?
Well, this doesn't answer my question about why me right now.
You were born to carry it. Mavis, what's your genealogy?
You also, with that library passage, notice some other names in here. One of them is Sterling, but that's not nearly as important as while you were in the seas, you realize that the first sea name is actually what is Mavis's maiden name?
I honestly don't. I don't think I came up with one.
We
All
tried
right.
to figure out what Dorothy's was, which is why we have hers.
Okay. So it won't be in the sea. We'll just say that whatever that's what she sees. And she also sees in an entry before Corbett is Corone.
I mean, Mavis is old French. French surname: Berger, Bisset, Boucher, Caron, Charpentier, Chevrolet, Couture.
Portia. So the man's name is Thomas Corbett. He is the grandson of the Corbett who you guys met in the house in your first.
Say that again.
The older man's name is Thomas Corbett. That is Bernard's father, and he's the grandson of the Corbett who you met in the spooky house.
Okay. Mavis, Mavis, your name is in here, or your maiden name, dear.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's a genealogy book, so yeah. Well, I mean, okay.
You see your family crest. You also see the family crest of Corbett's. You see the family crest of Corone. And now looking at the symbol on your letter, you see that this symbol incorporates the family crest of several families, yours included.
Oh dear. So if my name is in here, what does that mean?
I don't know. What does it say?
It means you are the mistress. You, amongst those who can command us. Your name means above that of Corone, above that of Cornet. You are meant to rule. You must claim throne.
Throne of what?
All that you survey, my empress.
What?
Mavis, dear, should we maybe have this man seen to?
Have him what?
He's clearly delusional, dear.
Ah. Yeah.
But, I mean, look, I'm just saying he needs our protection.
To claim your throne, first, claim that which was stolen from you, from the usurper, Corone.
From useless
Really?
Dawn.
You can find the key to what you own, the key to what you deserve. It will be found in the Malium EX Club.
Oh, that club again. Do you know where it is?
My Empress, you know where it is.
I do.
What was most precious to you and what was stolen from you?
Well, my magazine.
You will find the club beneath this old place on that old block.
What's Steven doing in all of this?
Steven is pulling out all of his stuff with his crosses and everything. He has it all set up. He has a couple of candles lit.
Good old-fashioned
He's
exorcism.
he's got full on everything. Um, and basically, he's kind of got a long sword.
What? Oh my god.
Yes. He opens up a suitcase. He has a long sword. He has a dagger. He has also a couple of crossbows. You realize that his bolts are made of silver.
Steven, what is this?
Okay, Mom. So you know that I've been moving up quickly in the church, yes?
Yes. Because you're such a
On it,
brilliant
on
theologian.
it. Yes, that is true. But on occasion, the church tasks me with destroying foul creatures such as this one.
What?
You were never supposed to find out, Mom, but think about it. Even though I found it strange that you were all of a sudden dealing with this stuff, as you recall, I was never really surprised.
That is true, and the terrifying blood spears didn't seem to rattle you much.
I have to say, Mom, I'm quite proud of you. It looks like I must get my ability to handle these things from you.
But, dear, but it's so dangerous, and I couldn't bear to lose another son.
I understand. Miss Carone, are you done talking to him?
No.
All right. Stephen goes and leans back against a corner. He seems to be polishing his sword, phrasing, and waiting for you guys to get.
She just kind of looks between Dorothy and Steven. Back to Dorothy. Back to Steven.
Yeah, Stephen's wearing all white. It's like he's wearing robes, but you can see that The sleeves and the legs fit snugly on him, allowing for free range of movement. Um, he also seems to have some form of white and gold studded leather on, on all of his stuff. On top of that studded leather, there are some kinetic bullet resistant material as well. So it looks like it's a, bit of a mix of the old and the new.
Dorothy, did you know?
No.
Oh. Okay. We... It's just I'm spirally speechless.
She doesn't know how to process this.
Where do I get me one of those?
Oh, I don't have another longsword, Mr. O'Doyle, but I'm pretty sure I have a rapier here.
Oh my god. What? No, this man doesn't need another weapon. He's
Can we
deadly
trade?
enough.
Trade a brass knuckle for a rapier? Mr. O'Doyle, if it's going to help you protect my mom, here, you can absolutely have one of these rapiers.
Steven, we're trying not to murder people.
Murder is bad.
Yes, this is a sword for deliverance, Mother.
Yeah, deliverance. There we go.
Now, Mr. O'Doyle, I will warn you, this sword is only good for destroying foul creatures. If you try to use it just to kill, like, random criminals or random people on the street, its blade will dull. But if you're using it to try to, like this guy right here, it will ring true. Go ahead, give it a shot.
What? No!
Just stab him in the thigh.
No! I get between them and him.
I was kidding, Mom. I'm not going to ask Mr. O'Doyle to stab the guy in the thigh while I'm talking to you. You're not paying attention. Stephen winks at you 6 times, Cormac.
Steven!
I'm kidding, Mom. I'm kidding.
No, you're not. You always make that face when you lie to me.
You got me, Mom. All right, Miss Caron, you said you still have some questions to ask him?
Yeah. How do I take back my company? You're not talking about murdering someone, are you?
The lives of any human are insignificant when they fall to the will of the Queen. The
What
Empress.
queen?
The Empress. Peasant. Miss Mavis Corral.
Oh, she just told you not to talk to me that way. And that's exactly right. You should respect your elders.
I will do as my Empress commands.
Excellent. Any other suggestions?
When you enter this place, this club, you will stroll in there, claim your throne, and then
Do I just sit down in
your
a
magazine,
chair?
your magazine will be, of course, my Empress.
And he gets down on his hands and knees and presents himself to you as a chair.
Holy shit.
As a oh no, I'm not sitting there.
You sure you're not done talking to him yet, Miss Caron?
And what is his future?
Him?
We may need him to get into some of these places.
Mom, can I chop his head off?
No!
Cormac is really looking at the rapier.
There will be no beheadings in my library.
She is right, Mr. O'Doyle. It would be disrespectful to chop off this demon thing's head in here. We should probably do it in the backyard.
Oh my god.
Backyard?
Wait, Stephen,
Yes, Mom.
you swear to me that this man is not, and never was, a human.
Okay, Mom. I'll do one thing for you real quick. That'll let you know that I'm not sure what he was, but I know what he is. Miss Caron, could you command him to give us a fingerprint from his index finger, both on his right hand and on his left hand?
Could you do that, little helper man?
Yes, my Empress. He takes both his fingers and he presses them against the wall. When he presses them against the wall, none of you are fingerprint analysis, but you do know enough to see that these two fingerprints do not match.
Ooh.
So,
Do you know any of the hosts whom you received these parts from?
We do not.
Who made you?
I just...
We do not know.
I just don't agree with murdering anything in cold blood. The only reason to ever harm someone is if it is directly attempting to harm you. Self-defense is the only
was.
acceptable reason. Well, it's not now, is it? In fact, it's pledged loyalty, hasn't it?
It's also a literal demon.
We are not a demon. We are raised. We believe the word you prefer is ghoul.
I'm just looking at Steven. I think this is more your wheelhouse.
Steven shrugs his shoulders and flips around his longsword. You can see it gleaming with the red rubies and sapphires glinting in the light.
Stephen, if this is what has to be done, I will let you do it. But I don't know if I'll ever look at you the same again.
Mother, I love you. And it's because I love you that I take the stance to destroy these foul creatures. Because if you allow them to infect this world, they'll infect their minds. Look, even right now, Miss Mavis, good a woman as she is considering his offer to go and join this club, to roar, take a throne. That's how temptation works, Mother. When these creatures live and walk, they do nothing but feed us and fuel us with temptation.
And who are you to decide if this is your choice? Who are you to decide if this is not God's will to test his loyal followers? Strength of character is built with temptation. And if you remove that choice, if you remove that opportunity, then we have no chance to become worthy.
All I know, Mom, is what I'm called to do. I know what's whispered in my ears. And I know the title that was whispered to me.
Yes, and who gave them to you?
I believe it was the Lord himself, Mom. He said that I will serve as his powerful swift sword on this wretched land. And that's what I wish to do. Of course, we'll always have temptation, we'll always have free will, but we also have to have the opportunity to make the right choices so that we can live right, Mom. And creatures like this, they're nothing about living right. He's all about greed, avarice, taking for oneself. Look,
just a few moments talking to him, and he has Miss Mavis thinking about murdering her husband.
Oh, that's
That's
hardly
murder.
right. Miss Mavis has been thinking about murdering her husband since she married the fool.
Also true.
Um, yeah, he does. Stephen does face palm a little bit on that one. He's like, okay, that's fair. But she wasn't actually going to go and sit down on a throne of. Did he even say what the throne was of Miss Mavis?
Is it? I sense it's body parts.
It does not need to be. It can be the skeletons of your foes.
Skeletons of your foes?
Oh. How about just their stuff? Like a chair.
You wish to take the chairs of your foes, Empress.
Yes.
Mavis!
What? It's their chairs,
Mavis!
not their bones.
You are not the divine hand of God on this world. It is not to you to punish people.
I'm not punishing anyone, I'm just taking their chairs.
So you are stealing. Raiding and pillaging like a pirate.
Everything that she desires belongs to the Empress. She can not steal.
Mavis just gestures to him with like a C.
Mavis, dear, why don't you come look at this book with me?
What am I looking at?
Dorothy has completely decided that this creature is a terrible influence on Mavis. And if there's anything that she will kill for, it would be to protect her friends and family. So,
Oh, that's nice.
so now she's trying to get Mavis away.
Mavis goes over to look at the book.
And I kind of peek at Steven and nod, but not happily.
Stephen raises the sword high into the air, and he looks over at you, Mr. Cormac, and nods.
Do I get to stab him?
Yes, Mr. Cormac. We will now destroy this creature.
I raise the sword.
Both Cormac and Stephen bring their swords down upon the creature, and as Stephen chops off his head, and you stab it in the heart, all of the stitches holding it together come apart, and the creature is sitting in front of you in a pile of body parts. There is no blood.
Oh my. Well, at least this monster had the decency to keep it clean.
Excluding all the body parts.
Yeah.
Well, okay,
Stephen
but
takes a larger bottle of holy water. This one is about a gallon of the stuff. He pours it over the body parts. They sizzle, smelling slightly of bacon, and eventually burn into nothing. There are no marks on the floor. I'm sorry. There are no marks on the floor, but 30 silver coins do lay right where the body parts disappeared.
silver coins.
Oh, damn. I'm a collector.
No, leave those alone. I smack his hand away.
You definitely don't want to touch those, Mr. Cormac. Unless you're going to melt them down in the bullets. It can be quite useful if you do melt them down in the bullets and shoot them at foul creatures.
Why silver? Is it how many? 30 pieces of silver?
Yes, Mom, 30 pieces of silver. I know it's a little cliche, but that's exactly what it is.
The amount that Judas received for turning in Jesus?
Yep, Mom. I know it's a little cliche, but that's how it works. I'm sorry.
Stephen, how could you not tell me these things existed?
Mom, if I would have said, "Hey, Mom, I'll just join the church and now I kill zombies," what would you have told?
I would have listened.
I apologize, Mom. I'm not supposed to frighten the world. I'm just here to make sure that when they go to sleep at night and say their prayers, they can say them in safety.
I am. We wanted to research something, Stephen.
All right. You said Corbett, right?
Uh, well, yes, but I specifically was interested in references to the Malameics, oh, what was it?
Oh,
Malamute?
oh, yeah. Um, it's basically translates to see no evil, and essentially the people of this organization, not that I've ever seen them, the people of this organization, they pledge a world of neutrality where one simply takes what they want without regard to good, evil, deserve, or not deserve. It's a it's a world where the fittest survive and those that are weak are forced to serve those that are strong. They consider no act evil as long as it helps them to gain whatever it is they're seeking to gain.
What do we know about this organization? Rites, rituals, beliefs, besides the core tenets, of course. Things that we could expect to encounter. Because I will not stand by while evil takes root in our city.
Well, like I said, Mom, they're a pipe dream. Um, every once in a while, someone gets it in their head to try to name a club after them or name their group after them. And sometimes they make some noise, sometimes they make a mess, but invariably they fall victim either to people like me or their own greed and ambition. Um, it's not a real organization at all. It's just a bunch of ambitious jerks.
Not real. And what of that letter? What of the sigils of these family crests? What about that pile of body parts that you just melted?
Cleanse, Mom. But as far as that letter's concerned and those sigils, I'm not sure. It must be a new organization, someone else trying to pick up where everybody else has failed. I do recognize that name Cormac, that name Corbett that she mentioned.
I am very tired, dear.
All right, Mom. I'll leave the paper um on your. Well, hold on. And he goes back and he gets a newspaper clipping.
What's that, dear?
Hope this works.
Uh-oh. my god. No wonder Corbett's so squirrely. Wait, so is Victoria dead?
Victoria's not dead. She's fine.
Why wasn't she
I know it
listed?
says, yeah, because I actually changed that to add him, and I just copy pasted that without putting that on there.
Oh, okay,
So it
okay.
should say her, Victoria, and two other children whose names you
Okay.
don't know.
Okay. What? What do you guys make of this? Cormac?
Well, it's quite obvious that they're into some weird shit. And I think regardless, we do need to have a talk with him whenever he gets back.
Okay, so there's a cabal of highly influential families in Boston who have formed together to create their own Malum, IX, whatever, to attempt to exert their control and gain power in our fine country. And as part of that, Bernard Corbett has gone overseas with Theodore, his father, who has apparently had a terrible accident, quote unquote, which means that that squirrely, weaselly, disgusting little man with his crazy magic gardens and baby parts is seizing power by trying to take over Corbett Enterprises, clearly, and Lord knows what he'll do with that. And this goes as far as the Senator Sterling, and the police chief, and the warden what's-his-face, and it's a full-blown conspiracy.
And that's a little above my pay grade.
Focus, Mr. Cormac.
Okay.
Very, very powerful men have gotten together with very powerful families to seize more power and create this bizarre cult where they're raising the dead and building a church of cultists that they've stitched together from body parts they've stolen from the hospital and purchased off of people like Tomaszewski.
And I'm not real sure what we can do about that, especially considering the only one in City Hall that I know is Bronnelly.
Well, apparently I can command them, so that's something.
What do they want?
Yeah, but I don't have illicit pictures of Moreno.
Oh, okay, but what do they want? Why? Why go to all this effort? Why buy body parts off of unsavory individuals like Tomaszewski and raise the dead and goodness knows that their terrifying procedures and practices are probably what brought Corbett What's-His-Face back to life or buried in that house before. Are they after Jonathan's knives? Are they
World domination?
Okay, actually, time out, Mavis. I need a sanity roll from you after you did just say world domination and laugh like that.
Oh, come on.
No, it's
mean-
cool. Actually, it makes perfect sense. Actually, it's also because you sounded real tempted when he started talking about the probes of your enemies' bodies, and that's cool. All right, so you're not quite out of yourself yet. You are still laughing. You catch that yourself that you were laughing a little bit harder at that than you intended to, but the thought kind of drives back into your head, and you definitely didn't feel like being stuck with this little weird, dead weirdo anyway.
No, totally, no.
Maybe it really is about dominating and taking what you want, then I'll be damned if I sit by and let someone take over my city. Or I let someone endanger my children.
Language.
Steven,
Yes, Mother.
I need to know how to use one of those swords.
I will give you this one, Mom. It's a gladius.
That's littler, right? I'm not very strong.
Yeah, it's like a little Roman sword knife. It's a short sword.
It's got to be better than my knitting needles.
It is.
It is. It's not very impressive. It looks like a big fat sword, but it's very easy to wield. It's extremely balanced. It's good for stabbing and slashing, and it is durable as hell.
Wonderful.
And yeah, it's about 2 feet long, right? 8 foot now?
Gladius? Yeah, it's
they're
literally a short sword.
Yeah, they're
It's like a
not.
couple feet nice.
Ooh, can it be this fancy looking one? Wait.
The answer is yes, by the way.
That one? $22-inch. So yeah.
I don't see it. Where is it?
It's in the Discord.
Oh, Discord must not have refreshed, but yeah, whatever you put up there is cool.
It's in the notes. Sorry.
Oh, it's in the note.
Let me paste it, not notes.
I got you. Yes, it can absolutely look like that. And just because your son loves you, he made the cane into a walking cane.
Oh. Was he prepared to arm me?
He whistles instead of answering you, and then you realize that there are 5 little scalpel-shaped knives, and you can almost see the word Mary written above them.
He's been prepared to arm his family this whole time.
All right, Mom, friends, I hate to leave you like this. And I'm sorry, Miss Mavis. I don't have any holy weapons for you until a little bit later. Jonathan, be careful with those knives. Make sure you wield them, they don't wield you. Apart from that, I need to start tracking down some of these names. See if there's any more creatures like this. I don't think we'll find any more at that church, but I need to figure out who's teaching people how to sew these things together and start taking them apart. You know how to contact me when you need me. I'll be there. I love you, Mom.
I love you, dear. Be safe, please.
Always. And then your son storms, and then your son darts out of the door.
All right. So my son is Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Or is he more like Giles?
He's more like Giles. Or Wesley.
Yeah, I mean, he's competent. He does the actual slaying, right? So,
Hey, Wesley got competent in, during Angel.
I mean, at least he's not like Xander.
I love Xander, even though he was useless. That was my boy.
I know. Okay. So what are the stats on this sucker? Do I use fighting for it?
I will actually let you roll a D100 right now against your fighting. Same thing for you, Cormac. And actually, no, Cormac, you can just use it just like a knife. You can use, we'll give you some, whatever, sword stats, rapier stats as soon as I find them, unless they're in there.
It's
No, that's good.
100. Is that good?
Yeah, that's literally good. Roll a D10.
Okie dokie.
He's letting you improve it.
Aww.
God damn it! Alright, well, he taught you, but it didn't stick that well.
So I used Brawl on it, and now my Brawl is a 46?
Correct.
Okay, and what are the stats on it?
I don't know yet. I think they might be in that big page of weapons. If not, I will definitely get them to you. Hopefully you don't have to stab anybody with it today.
Yeah.
I wasn't improving too, was I?
I don't think that Steven would have thought you need.
Probably not.
I was about to say, if Steven would have given you a crossbow, he would have let you improve your shooting. But
Yeah.
Davis should have taken the crossbow that what's his face dropped.
it might still be up on that roof.
Okay, rapier is 1d6 plus 1 plus damage bonus.
Oh wow, cool.
Oh, is it?
Has 1 attack, 15 HP. I don't think that a gladius
It'll
per
probably
se.
just be it probably wouldn't be there, but you might see a short sword, or you might see a dagger. If you see a dagger, I'll let you add 2 to it.
A cavalier saber, a hatchet, a fighting knife, a butcher knife.
Let's go with fighting knife, and I'll let you add.
Butcher knife does more.
Okay, fine. Add a butcher. What's the butcher knife?
1d6 plus your damage bonus.
Okay, I'll let you have
Fighting
that.
knife is 1d4 plus 2 and damage bonus. That's better.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, because that plus 2 is flat. It's always there.
That's what I use. Like, this rapier isn't technically better than my fighting knife.
Well, your rapier is 1d6 plus 1 plus your damage bonus.
Yeah. It has
a higher ceiling.
Okay,
I
so
will actually let that be plus 2, just like with your knife, since you're already used to blades. So it'll be 1d6 plus 2. The obvious difference is it's a fucking sword, so you're gonna need to explain how you're getting it from place to place. I know you can hide a knife. I don't know if you can hide a
Nope. It's got a scabbard.
Cormac's like,
He
no,
seriously got it
I'm intimidating.
strapped on.
I wear it everywhere.
He's got it strapped on like he's some kind of royal.
Okay, so a d4 plus 2 plus damage bonus?
Yeah.
Woo, so I have a plus 1. Maximum of 5.
Hey, it's better than your old -1.
This is true. My knitting needles only did a 1d4 plus damage bonus.
And there's also a secret with it that I'm not telling you guys.
Right.
Alright. So, as you guys stand around, you're looking down at the spot where there was a body. There's no body there right now, of course, because your son just poured holy water on it and it disappeared. You see some other material about the Corbett family. In addition to that newspaper clipping, you also see in that same newspaper, not the same newspaper, you see this. It's not over yet.
Also, Cormac is going around with his Tommy gun, and Mavis has her own long rifle.
Well,
You're visibly armed.
it's hidden. Presumably, it's hidden in a violin case or something.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know.
Didn't we already read this?
I don't think
You
we
did not.
read it, but we knew that his wife and child were deceased.
Yeah, I'm getting mad deja vu reading this. I swear to God, I've seen this.
You know what? You did see this. Sorry. Well, you're seeing it again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you guys did see this. So essentially, um, what this means is, do you look at
It's
the dates now?
This is the
So now you're looking at
sanitarium
the date.
report that we never followed up on. Hold on, that just dawned on me. This is what it was. And we never investigated.
I can't put all the pieces together.
Ah, okay.
Oh, by the way, for our purpose, Central Sanitarium will now be Raven's Wing Sanitarium.
Okay.
No point in having you guys deal with like 16 sanitariums.
I'm not doing a good job practicing my sword, apparently.
Yeah, he'll have to come back. Your son will have to come back and train you a little bit. All right. So as you look at this, you look at the sanitarium name again. Apparently, you guys had ignored it before, but now you see it. It says Ravens Wing Sanitarium. You guys were already going to take Tomazuski there. You now know some people disappear there. And it looks like the nurse that was there whenever Bernard's wife died in childbirth is currently housed there.
This whole Corbett family is a stain upon this good city.
Mavis, as you look at the book, you see under your maiden name a large mansion, larger than the house you have. Um, it has a farmland on it, winery, quite a few things. You never had the house before, but now that you see it with your old maiden name on it, it seems that this is something that was supposed to belong to you.
Mm-hmm.
You recognize it as now belonging to the city, part of their parks department. Something that belongs to you has been taken by the city of Boston, and they now have it.
Well, that's not cool.
I don't know if you share this information with anyone, but you have it now.
I'm imagining a situation where Mavis, who has had her entire career stolen from her by Useless Dawn, not freaking out about someone else taking something of value that belongs to her.
I think or like if she's quiet, she's contemplating what essentially the golem was saying earlier.
That she's the Empress.
Yeah. And Shin Vengeance sounds a little bit sweeter at the moment.
So, I will leave us with this. As you look at the letter, you see the symbol. You see your part of your family crest glow. You also see two letters, a Y and an N. You feel compelled to choose one, and that is where we will leave you guys tonight.
Phew. Okay. That was a lot.
Well, I mean, I knew that Steven was a battle priest for like a long time. I just wasn't sure when it was going to come out.
Oh, it came. Poor Dorothy's suddenly like, what? Is this happening right now? Oh, poor thing. Cool.
And and Mavis is on a path.
Yeah.
I have no idea what path she's on.
I don't either.
Don't
She's gonna
worry.
go evil. I'm calling it.
You don't have to decide right away. There'll be plenty of time, plenty of choices, and plenty of temptation.
I mean,
Oh, good.
if she goes evil, she has good sweet Dorothy to pull her back.
And you already know it's not going to be your boring eat this baby evil. It'll be more of this orphanage doesn't need that many potatoes.
These people don't need chairs.
There we go. I mean, what do you expect to some chairs?
I will steal their chairs and break them apart and make one giant chair.
That's how it starts.
Thus
All right, folks.
begins
Thank you
the
for coming
Game of
out.
Thrones.
Thank you for running.
Going out
Thank
tonight, y'all.
you.
Hope we have fun. Can't wait to see y'all next.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good night, guys.
Okay, bye.